Oh, such a great Sunday. And whoever you are, wherever you're from, we're believing you're being encouraged today. But today is a special day for dads. And we believe whatever you celebrate, you replicate. And we need some faithful, strong, compassionate, loving, amazing fathers. We have some, and we believe that as we celebrate that, we can even replicate that as people, as our younger men watch the example. So we celebrate you, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Today is a little different with online church. We get the amazing opportunity to keep it fresh and bring some creative ideas. And last year, for our first online Father's Day service, we did the Wings Challenge. And that was one of our most watched services. And there was so much truth and power in that, but also wrapped in crazy fun as we went down this scale of hot wings. Today, we are giving a little twist on that. It's not the Hot Wing Challenge. It's Nova's Hot Wheel Challenge, where we actually have a wheel of pain, wheel of death, and over half the wings have a crazy hot sauce, and the other half are just regular barbecue sauce. And we're going to talk to some amazing dads in our church. We gather them together and just to pick their brain about what they struggle with, what they celebrate, what they're looking forward to, how they've navigated things. And we're believing in this conversation that you'll find yourself in this and be encouraged to maybe go to another level, but also to encourage you that you're doing so good. So get ready now as we have put together these dads for a great conversation around some very, very hot wings. I'm not going to lie to you. I suffered during this challenge. I suffered for you. We suffer for you, church. So now we get the chance to enjoy Nova's Hot Wheel Father's Day Challenge. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Nova's Father's Day Challenge. This has become a tradition around here in the last couple of years, and we are excited to be back this Father's Day. I have a group of guys with me today, a group of dads from Nova Church. You may be seeing them around. And if you haven't, I'm going to introduce them really quick. Starting on the far end, we have Lee. Then we have Chad joining us. We have Antoine bringing up in the middle with Anthony, back by popular demand from last year. And then finishing off strong, we have Chris here closest to me. And it's been tradition on Father's Day to get some dads together and go through things that they've learned, what they're learning, their struggles, their wins. And we get to do it in a fun format. Now, last year, we did a Hot Wings Challenge, which was an amazing success. Everybody loved it, and we suffered. It was a suffering for us dads, but it was pure enjoyment for you, church. So this year, we put a twist on it. So here's what we're doing. This is Nova Church's Hot Wheel Challenge. Anybody else have Hot Wheels? Anybody else collect Hot Wheels growing up? Little twist on the Hot Wheels. It's the Hot Wheel Challenge. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask some questions, some fun, some a little more serious for these dads to give us their feedback on. But on each table, we have these wheels of pain, wheels of wings, and half of them have the hottest sauce we experienced last year, Da Bomb hot sauce. This stuff is incredibly hot. It wrecked us last year, so there's a 50% chance whenever one of these amazing dads grabs a wing, it's going to be Da Bomb hot sauce. It's a wheel of death, a wheel of pain, a wheel of misfortune, if you will. It is Nova's Hot Wheel Challenge. So thank you for joining us, and I believe it's going to be a fun, encouraging Father's Day. So first of all, gentlemen, happy Father's Day to everybody.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Now, we're going to ask the first question without wings to kind of prime the pump. So no wing on this one. We're going to go speed round for this one. Jump in. What is the one thing you had as a kid that today's kids are missing out on? For me, what my kids don't have that I have, I think they're missing out on, that would easily be Blockbuster Video. Oh, yeah. Walking in on a Friday night, walking up and down, hoping and watching the return bin to see if anybody's going to bring that new release back, and just my kids picking out a video in their jammies, the smell of popcorn. My kids don't have that experience. Someone else.
Going outside when the sun came up and coming home when the street lights came on.
Yes. Outside all day. Yep.
Yeah.
Yellow Sony Walkman.
See, I was going to say CD player.
These are the age differences right here. It was the cassette player and the CD player.
The CD player without the anti-skip
Yes.
And you had to hold it a specific way, or everything was gonna skip.
Did you ever have to take a pencil and the CD and whip it around? I don't think so.
No.
You had to do it with a tape.
Yes, the tape I had to do.
Tape came
These,
out.
these guys are enjoying their flashback. Mr. Murphy.
I agree with Lee. Like just street hockey. I grew up in a neighborhood where we met every single day, and we went outside and we played until we heard the famous supper call. And rain, shine, we just went outside all the time.
Yeah, kids don't do that. It doesn't seem like they do that today.
Why bother when you can play like NHL on your PlayStation?
2021, come on.
Yeah.
Chris, what did you have your kids don't?
Duck hunt.
Chris was the one kid that was indoors. Duck hunt. You know what that
That's
is?
a classic,
Google Nintendo Duck Hunt and Excitebite. It's in the same package. All right, we're gonna get ready for the Hot Wheel challenge. We're gonna grab a wing, and then we're gonna start eating as I ask this question. You ready, gentlemen? First one on the Hot Wheel challenge. Grab a wing.
Are they really hot, Miller?
They're really hot. Okay. Dad jokes. Dad jokes are starting. Here we go. As a kid, what did you think you wanted to do for a living?
I don't want to eat this.
Oh no, it's gone back.
Me, I wanted to be a chef, but then
I'm so nervous.
I spent a lot of time in the kitchen. My mom would teach me how to cook, and I was like, I don't want to stay in this kitchen all day. I don't even want to be here right now. I'd rather you cook. Food tastes better when you make it anyway. So
So you wanted to be a chef. All
I
right.
wanted to be a chef. I thought that's what I wanted to do.
Chad, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna pass.
I think
This is wing number 1.
all right.
I lucked out. I got a normal one.
I got another one.
I got a normal one. I know what I wanted to be.
What'd you want to be?
I wanted to be a pro wrestler.
Really?
For real. I remember the very first time I ever watched wrestling. We had this conversation a few weeks ago. And I wanted to be Anthony the Alligator Murphy. Why? Because I loved Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and I loved Jake the Snake Roberts. Problem was, I was terrified of alligators. But since it started with A, I thought it'd be really cool with Anthony. But now that I'm older, I realized that was a terrible idea.
So Anthony wanted to hang out with men in their underwear. Chris, what did you want to do when you were a kid?
I went through different phases, but at one point in time I wanted to be in the NBA, but it's not really a
Little height.
it's not really a steroid thing to be good at sport. So
Am I the only one?
Yeah. You're right, Chad.
No.
What'd you want to be when you were a kid?
I was NBA, and then I was pretty lame, and then I wanted to be a successful business person when I was like, how awful is that?
A successful business person.
Hard business.
That's so generic.
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to design houses when I was 11. That was my dream.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty specific. Me and Chad. And are you a successful business person?
Not yet.
I'm an architect. Murphy's a wrestler on the weekend. All right.
I have a belt inside.
Yes, you do. Question number 2, gentlemen. Grab your wing and start eating. When you were a teenager.
I'm just going to believe for some wisdom here.
All right, I'm going with this one. All right. When you were a teenager, which family member did you go to for advice? And looking back, was it good advice? In my family, it was my
That's the
mom.
bomb.
My mom was the wise one. And
Yeah.
if I needed money, if I needed advice, if I got myself in trouble, it was my dad. But for advice, I was always going to my mom. Who did you go for advice, and was it good advice?
I'll go last. Holy crap. I wasn't kidding.
Oh,
And I gotta rub my eyes.
someone jump in.
I went to my dad.
I'm not drinking.
Oh my goodness. This is 2 in a row. These are not big tears. Yeah, I went to my, I think it depended on the topic,
I don't know what to do.
but I think it was mostly my dad that I looked to for advice.
Yeah, I was pretty balanced.
Can't.
Mom and dad both.
Holy crap.
Oh gosh.
My throat is burning right now. But for me, it would be my grandmother. I just felt like she had everything under control all the time. And I wanted to have that for myself also. So anytime I had an issue, I go to her.
You're spitting
And I
on me,
still
man.
do. I can't even eat the rest of this.
No, don't even bother. That was really nice, though.
I wasn't listening. Whoa.
No, it was
grandmother.
It was good.
Anybody else want to jump in on that one?
Nope. To my mom, I was a huge mama's boy. I always was.
What? Why would they make this?
That's awful. That's awful.
My mom, just for no other reason than an answer.
Mom said don't do stupid things. This is one of those stupid things.
What video was this?
Me.
No, that's horrible. That's worse than last year. That's horrible.
Well, then you mix it with the other hot one.
Where's the baby wipes? Pass me a baby wipe. Thank you.
I don't know if I can do this.
Good for you.
Let's not eat a wing for this question. All right, here we go again. We're back. This is really difficult. Oh, man.
I was like crying. Like,
I went and got some ice through editing. Hopefully you didn't see that. All right. Who feels like they can answer a question?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Right.
Bring it. What was the hardest thing, a little serious, you went through as a child, and how'd you overcome it?
I think the hardest thing for me was getting over listening to an authoritative figure. You may not think about it now, because people, when I mention this, no one ever sees it. They're always like, I couldn't imagine that at all, but I would not listen to anybody but my mom.
Yeah.
If you call anybody, I don't care. Oh, I'm gonna call. I don't care. Call my mom. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill out. So getting over that helped out a lot. It took a while. I think I got over about 6th or 7th grade. I still wouldn't listen, but I would never be disrespectful. But
Right.
before that, it was more of a disrespectful thing, and I was like, whatever, talking back and saying whatever. After a while, I would just be like, you know what? You got it. I'm just not gonna do it.
Right.
And that was it. But after I got over that, I started to open up about everything else more.
That's good. Someone else.
I think most of my childhood actually I was one of those shy kids that hung up by themselves and didn't really associate with a lot of people. Just didn't know how to relate, didn't know how to talk to them. So a lot of that childhood was just spent alone. I had one friend was a neighbor up the street, but geez, that sounds pretty sad. But I think I got over it actually by what Dylan's doing now, get involved with production. I got involved with sound,
At
lights.
your church, you got involved with the
Yep.
production team.
Yep. That's it.
Chris, what about you?
I kind of wish growing up I had an older sibling. I know for my brothers, they looked up to me, but I didn't have anybody to look up to. I think that was kind of hard growing up, Had to make my own mistakes and then watch my brothers learn from me, but never, nothing specific stands out, but I just know that was always hard growing up.
How many siblings everybody had? You have 4
I've got
siblings?
3 siblings.
Right. 2 brothers and a
Yeah.
sister.
To me and my brother, 2.
3, 2 brothers, sisters.
1 younger brother.
Just one younger.
Okay. All right.
I get one for that.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead, Murphy.
For me, I think one of the biggest things, and it's not, wasn't traumatic or anything, but just being able to deal with my pride. So being raised in a church environment, I just found it very difficult to not be ashamed that I went to church. So that was a big thing that I struggled with for a long time. It's just like living a life at church and living a life at home.
Yeah.
And the other thing, any young people watching is just, I'll go super serious and just say just to stay away from pornography, straight up.
Yep.
That's it.
I'll throw in, for me, I think I developed a sense of humor and an ability to talk. And I don't know that I got made fun of any more than anybody, but I would say elementary school was a hard go for me in terms of the skinny, awkward-looking kid that if a basketball came at my face, it was going to hit my teeth first. So it was that kind of...
That's another reason why the NBA career didn't work out.
Didn't work
Successful
out.
businessman.
I knocked this truth out the first time. I was like, no, that's not going to work out. So for me, like I say, I think to Anthony's point, kids, elementary school, junior high hasn't gotten any easier today. In fact, if I was to weigh my thoughts on that, it's harder than it's ever been. So before, when I got teased, it was in a classroom, and the worst that I had to worry about was somebody teasing me in front of 3 of my friends or in front of the basketball team or whatever. Now it can go a lot more serious.
Everywhere.
How did you overcome that?
Well, I think how I overcame it is I learned how to entertain and how to just how to be funny, how to.
Yeah,
I grew a personality that was able to take focus off of that. That was in my younger years, and then I think in my older years, as I got more mature, and believe it or not, making fun of doesn't stop in elementary school, doesn't stop in junior high. It keeps going right through till you're 45. And beyond, I'm sure. I can just speak to that. So for me in my later years, beyond the sense of humor, it was just confidence and developing a sense of internal confidence in myself that didn't really allow that bullying to take place.
I think back, when I was growing up, my parents, especially my father, would always be like, life was so much tougher when I was a kid than you guys. And he was right. His whole thing was he used to ride to school uphill both ways.
Right.
It is tougher for our kids, I think, than when we had it. Because if it was bullying or insecurities or pressure, you dealt with it at school. Now it's 24/7 because they can reach you at home on social media, texting. So I'm not that generation that thinks we had it tougher. I think our kids have it a lot tougher than we had.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Here's one. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I feel like they're dealing with stuff at a younger age than we are now. Right, like kids in junior high.
A lot faster.
Yeah. Which is forcing them to grow up a lot faster.
Yep.
They're dealing with stuff now in junior high that we were dealing with in high school. Right?
I would definitely agree with that.
All right, here's what we're going to do with this next question. When you feel ready, you don't have to. Grab a wing. Because that was awful.
Yeah,
And for those
towel
that
on your beard. Antoine,
our
get the
preparation team,
towel.
I'm not saying any names,
Other side.
put way too much hot sauce on these wings, and it is hot. So here's the question, and if you're ready, grab a wing. Here's the question. What is your number one prayer you pray for your own personal kids? Different levels of faith here, different. Some grew up in church, maybe some are newer to the faith, but when you pray for your kids, what's your number one prayer for kids? For my kids, for my 17-year-old and my 14-year-old, there's a lot of things I pray for. Pray for their spouses down the road. Pray for a lot of things.
Jesus,
I pray you're good?
Oh.
I pray that they would hear God's voice.
Oh, I got one.
Is that your first one?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I pray they hear God's voice. And we were praying the other night that they'd have dreams, that God would speak to them. Because if they can hear God's voice, that'll take them far in life and in their faith. So for me, and Nancy, wow, I just got a relapse. I pray that they hear God's voice. Someone else, what's your number one prayer for your kids?
I'll jump in there, Mike, and kind of builds off what you just said. The other thing that my wife and I pray about is that our kids find God-fearing spouses. So make sure they marry the right person, because I don't even have to say anymore.
Well, I'll piggyback on that. That's what I pray for Dylan. Sorry, I just had one. His wife, which it blows my mind, but she's out there right now somewhere. And, she could be at Nova. She could not be there yet. It could be somebody he meets down the road. I don't know, but, I pray for her as well as I pray for him.
It's hitting you, isn't it? Now, did you see what we were upset about earlier?
I got a regular one, and that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm like, yeah.
You finally got a normal one. I got towels and stuff. I I filled my bucket already. I'm gonna. Oh,
Miller, like your main towel's dirty,
I need some
but
more milk.
Tastes like fire.
I know.
regular or almond?
Almond, please.
For me, oh, sorry. No,
Good.
No, I was just going to say that for me, for both of my kids, my son and my daughter, it's maybe a little bit more rudimentary than that. It's just staying in the faith and growing in the faith. And I remember my mom, there were so many opportunities as I was growing up, going off to university, whatever it was, where you can kind of divert. And I grew up in church, and my mom was always at me at university, are you going to church? Are you going to church? Are you going to church? And that really kept me in the faith. And my hope, it's a little bit similar to you guys, that if their spouse isn't God-fearing, that they've got the passion in Jesus and Christianity, that they'll be so passionate about it that they'll be able to influence the people that they're around. So that's what I wish for.
And what do you pray for?
That's a hot one.
Your little girl, that cute little boy of yours.
They're a bit terrorists, yeah. But with these guys said, with the God-fearing spouses, I do pray that my kids resemble my wife, Daphne, because she's just like all around a great person. There's not one thing I can nitpick at and say, I like this about her or whatever. And then on top of that, I do hope they're like both of us in a sense.
Yep.
Like her with her faith and everything like that, and me as well. But I'm a bit on the tougher side than my wife. Like she's the, let's do it. I'm like, no, someone comes to take advantage of you, I'm the one to step in and say, that's not going to happen.
Right.
But I want both my kids to have both of those personalities, to be able to fend for themselves and say, all right, we can do this, but this is what we're not going to do.
Am I correct? I know a little bit of your story. Fairly new in your faith, last couple years?
Yeah. Well, it's been on and off. I've been in and out of church growing up. I would go with my mom. Started on my father's side of the family. I would go with my grandmother before she passed. After she passed, it kind of just went wherever. And then my mom started going again, so I would go with her. I never got over the dressing up with the suits and stuff, because I just couldn't do it. I never wanted to. But then that died off due to a bunch of other reasons that I don't really want to get into. So it's been gone for years. And in me, it was just more of a trying to find where people would let you just be you. Because I like wearing sweatpants.
Yeah, me too.
And I understand there's a time and place for everything, but sometimes I'm like, I want to go to church, but at the same time, I don't want to take off my sweatpants right now.
All right, so this leads in talking about spouses, and he was just bragging on his wife, Daphne, her faith.
He's going to love that part.
I think we have some people at this table that are first responders, and they're heroes, and heroes take all shapes and sizes, but I don't think anybody disagree with me. I think single parents are heroes. Mm-hmm. And anybody grow up in a single parent home? Yeah. Single parents are heroes, and I'm thankful that my dad and my mom were both in the picture, but I'm thankful, and I think I would say we're all thankful here to have help in our parenting. Mm-hmm. And again, you can keep eating wings whenever you want to grab one. What does your wife bring to parenting? Because again, we're all here. We're so thankful to have help in this parenting. What does your wife bring to the table, bring to parenting that you're extremely thankful for, Lee? What does Lisa bring in this journey of parenting that you're thankful
Guidance,
for?
patience, tolerance.
Oh no.
I tend to be the reactor if a situation's going on, and she's more the one that will just keep everything kind of level, right? She's the administrator. She works hard.
Do you bring anything to the table, Lee?
No. I really don't. I could keep going. Right? Like, Lisa's amazing.
Rolling in.
Chad got another good one.
Chad, did you get another hot one?
You don't have to eat the whole thing.
Murphy, what does Summer bring to parenting that you're thankful for?
Just give me. I'm just gonna take a drink and I'll be good.
I can go while you drink, if you want. Daphne brings organization, because I am a mess. I get stuff done, but I'm a procrastinator by the fullest definition of the word. Yeah. It will get finished and it will be done right, but I will be up all night like, I should have did this weeks ago, but I'm just at it, chucking away, just going at it. But I'm thankful for her organizational skills, keeping the schedule. Because I would literally do stuff at the last minute. Yeah. Call me, I'm very spontaneous. I feel like doing this.
So she brings that. Chris, what about Lindsay? Can you talk yet?
Oh, I can't finish that.
Getting there.
What is Lindsay? What are you thankful for Lindsay when parenting? You guys now have these two beautiful little kids.
Yeah, I mean everything. Like she's off, for a little bit, with her young guy, but overall,
Your young guy.
Yeah. Did I say hers?
Yeah.
Clarify that. It's my kid too. No, she's.
If you've seen your son, he's definitely yours.
Yeah, mini me.
Yeah.
No, she's great all around. Like, there's not one particular thing that I can think of that we struggle with parenting, but she's always there. She's getting up with them overnight. If I have to work, I'm on shift work, so I can't always be up with the kids, but she's always up with them. She cares for them. She reminds me a lot of my mother. I mean, she's just very selfless. Yeah. She puts the kids first, and she has to discipline them and be the tough parent. She does that, but she's very loving. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got a great hope there.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm not thankful for the way Nancy puts hot sauce on wings, but I am thankful. Wow, for her strength. She's a fighter. She'll fight for family time, fight for us to be unified around the table, fight for faith, fight for our kids, and I'm very, very thankful. Chad, this is the brownie points part.
So make sure I say something.
You gotta get it. You gotta get a chance to say something here.
Yeah, well, Mel's just always right. That's what she brings to the conversation.
Those were some huge points right there. She's gonna play this back. This is gonna be on YouTube forever. Right?
I do, and I wish I could. I wish I could kind of laugh behind that. But most of the time, my reactions tend to be more emotional, and hers tend to be logical. Yeah. And so we balance each other out very well. And 99, like I'm honest, I've got a record of the 3 times I've been right, and I recite those once in a while because it's important for me to get that in every once in a while. But most of the time, she's such a great partner in that she balances out my emotional responses.
That's good. All right, gentlemen, grab a wing. We're all going to do this together, this one. Oh, no. If you can. Grab one.
Second.
Grab one.
No, just I had a second one because I...
All right. Question. They say that the best learning is caught, not taught. And it's the old saying, do as I do, not as I say. And if your parents had a personal faith in Jesus, if they did, what did you catch from them that you're thankful for from your own parents growing up? I'll start. For me, my mom, again, was just... faith was the center of our family. It wasn't something we did on the weekend. Like we moved houses, neighborhoods, sacrificed. We gave up family vacations to send family members on missions trips. If the church doors were open, we were there. And my mom was passionate about her faith, but also our family putting faith at the center. So I caught that. Obviously, me and my wife, we pastored. And, really, me and my brother are both pastors, and I think it goes back to my mom. So what did you catch from your parents, from their faith that you use today?
I'll jump in there. I think I said it last year, but especially from I'll just say my dad, although my mom brings a lot to the table, but
I've gotten 4 in a row, by the way.
That's good. This is your idea. Generosity from my father.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
So I remember as a kid, like giving literally clothes off of his back, giving furniture from our house. Like no matter what, he would give it to you. He never put any value in things of this world at all. And that generosity is a gift. Sorry, that little half cry just brought heat back up, but But my gosh, it says if generosity is your gift, then go give it, and that's what they did. That's what he did, and it's not just with his things, and I'll say with his time, because he volunteered and has been a real leader in generosity.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, you definitely caught that from him.
I could say just being optimistic. My mom always tells me that everything's going to work out. So I kind of adapted that to my own personality. Even I know it doesn't work for every situation because stuff just isn't going to work out, but I just always all right, we're going to be fine. It's going to work out. Something's going to happen. We're going to figure it out. Even if it's at the last minute, which I normally do, figure stuff out at the last minute, is going to work out. And I tend to take that with whatever I do. I find that brings a calmness to the environment, whoever's around me, because somebody else might be panicking, but then they look at me and well, isn't even thinking about it. He's probably over there, talking to somebody else while we were, and then I come in, all right, this is what we do, and we're good to go. So.
Good.
What was the question?
Question is, what did you catch from your parents' faith that's a part of your life now?
Just look at Chad.
Oh,
I can't feel my lips.
Prayer. Hang on. The importance of prayer. I remember growing up, Dad and Mom always having prayer meetings in whatever house it was that we were in. I need prayer right now. I'm dying.
I've had too much almond milk at this point too.
It's just not. It's not even quenching it.
I'll jump in real quick.
Thank you.
I got it from both Mom and Dad very differently. Mom was very vocal, and she was the one that every morning would grab us by the ears when we're trying to sleep in, dress us in the same clothes to go to church, and off we'd go. Dad did it in a more works kind of way, kind of like what you're mentioning, Anthony. He'd say, we're gonna contribute to the church by being ushers, and you're gonna do it with me. And so I remember getting up, and it wasn't just show up to church; it was to be an usher, take everybody to their seat by the arm, and that was how we contributed to church. So, and what they also taught me collectively is what important role the church plays in faith.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Bold.
I agree. All right, gentlemen, last question. This was extremely tough. You've done well. Kind of went crazy after that first one.
That first one was brutal. I think I still feel it.
It's there. It's just sitting.
Oh, now
It is.
the almond milk's fighting back. It's not days.
And then if you cough, it comes back up and it just starts re-hotting. Why are you still this hot?
something technically is happening in my body.
That's not good.
So COVID and the pandemic, I heard people say this, it's an accelerator. Meaning it sped things up that would have taken years, it did it in months. Meaning, if a business was going to fail, they failed quicker.
Yeah.
Marriages that were on the rocks. A lot of parents have struggled in this last year. Online learning, being home, relationships that maybe were tense. I'm sure we have dads watching this that maybe they don't enjoy Father's Day, they feel like they failed. There could be some failed marriages and they're struggling working through that. Maybe there's dads that work a lot. Maybe dads feel like they're maybe not, adequate or equipped enough. If you could, whenever you're ready, advice to the dad watching today that would help him, encourage him to go up another level in his fathering. From your own personal experience, one thing that you do or you've learned that's helped you to encourage a dad in this season.
You're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to feel like you fail a lot. But you got to trust that what you're putting out into your son, your daughter, is not coming back to you void. That God is doing a work through the work of you as a father, and that He's not going to leave your child because they are an inheritance.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Very good.
I would say, how can I put this? Look to like your community. You, like, as a dad, I realized early on when I had my first child, like, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
I got my oldest brother has kids before me. My best friends have had kids before me. Watching them, even now, if I'm like, I want to do this, but it doesn't feel right, or I feel I've done this, what should I have done different? I ask. They may not have the answer I'm looking for or I want to hear, but it is what it is. Ask, talk, get it out. And yeah, just like don't hold it in. Don't just keep it to yourself if you feel like you've messed up.
Yeah.
Somebody, I did this and I feel like I failed my kid. Oh, I did that before too, man. Like, and then that gives you a sense of relief. Like, all right, I'm not in this by myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
good advice.
Oh, my nose is running.
Again, it's going to sound super elementary, but even in this time, I've learned to continuously put God first. And when you understand Scripture and in the New Testament, it's all about relationships. So your primary relationship has to be with God. If you spend time with God, all your other relationships will get better, right? So spend time with God, spend time with your wife, and spend time with your kids. It's all relationship based, but if you can get it in that order, if you can put God first and seek God first, the rest will come. It's a guaranteed formula for success, guaranteed. And when things are off, like you said, talking about our wives, and I didn't get to talk because of the wings. My wife is so understanding and so compassionate, and we often joke that I'm all grace and she's all law. But like when things are off, instead of pointing the finger like, oh, she did this or she did that, which is where the natural you want to start thinking, it's like, you know what? Well, what about me? You just stop there and think, hey, maybe God's trying to work something out of me.
Yeah.
Right? So always start with God, and then the marriage and the fatherhood and the friendships and the community will all just get better.
That's good. Chris?
I was just going to say, like, when you're talking about COVID and how things can, rapidly decline, I guess. Like, I think if you're not making decisions on emotion is a huge thing. Like, because sometimes you can come home from work and have a stressful day, or there's all kinds of excuses, why you cannot be, feeling on your game. But if you don't rely on your emotions and just kind of put that aside and think selflessly, and putting your family ahead of yourself, like, that's always been a huge help for me.
Yeah.
Pouring into them instead of, kind of looking at it as how can I feel better? It's more about how can I keep the atmosphere positive in the home.
Yeah.
Well, as a church, we're excited and proud to have some amazing role models that we can learn from. I look to, and community. It's always easier as community. And gentlemen, we did this together. It was worse than I thought it was going to be. Oh, it was horrible. So one more wing as we're getting ready to close. Grab one. One more. Wings in the air. Here we go.
This is really fun.
I just got to calm down.
Here we go.
Wow. We'll be all right.
One more time.
Gentlemen, we survived Nova's Father's Day Hot Wheel Challenge. Happy Father's Day to dads at home and in person.
Happy Father's Day.
And we'll
Happy
see
Father's
you
Day, everybody.
next year. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
I got a hot one.
You can tell right away.
Yep.
I can smell it on this one as soon as I bite it.
Favor of the Lord right here.
No,
We got one of them.
I'm going to go bury my face in that
That's cheating.
pool.
You got to eat something just because.